We begin with politics. The 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has advocated a single term of 5 years for the office of the president of Nigeria. Obi said this would make the occupier know that they have a job to do within the limited time available. He said this was the practice in South Korea, where the president cannot seek re-election after a single term of 5 years in office. The former Anambra State governor said the practice of governing for 1 year and using the remaining years in office to plan for re-election should stop. Obi had on August 3rd reiterated his vow to serve only a single 4-year term if elected the president of Nigeria. Now, to discuss this, we're joined by lawyer and public affairs analyst Towo Oseruwoja. Thank you so much, Towo, for joining. What constitutional amendments would be required, if any, to implement a single 5-year presidential term in Nigeria?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So if you look at it from the Constitution, if you look at Section 135 and Section 137, that talks about the qualification and disqualification for the person who is aspiring for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is specific of a tenure of 4 years and a two tenure of, you must not exceed more than two tenure of 4 years, which is the 8 years. But one particular tenure is 4 years. So if Peter Obi is canvassing for a single tenure of 5 years, that provision of the law must be amended to reflect his own position that suits his campaign aims and objective. Then, if I may digress from the issue of the constitutional provision, you now discover that he's a bit a politician than what we really see him as a technocrat earlier on.
All right, so what are the likely political implications of a one-term presidency on governance, especially in terms of policy continuity and long-term planning?
Okay, if you look at it, you could see the basis for his argument is for the fact that the people know, so that they will know that they will have something, they have limited time to work. But if you look at the Nigerian politics or the political characters in Nigeria, it's not about the two tenure they wanted to acquire, but they also go further to see the succession plan, which even at the second tenure, they will begin to now look who is going to succeed them, and they put all their energies, even state resources, in seeing that that happened. And Peter Obi should not excuse himself from that when he was the governor of Anambra State. So, but let's look at it, let's leave it at the level of campaign, because at this particular point in time now, he's trying everything possible to make himself sellable within the region that are craving to take over after the two tenure of the South. Now, if you look at it, it's not about the time. It's about the institution that drives the country. He make reference to South Korea, but that is a big misconception or a big error in his assertion to say, okay, the 5-year tenure. Nigeria, we are so diverse that our culture, the diversity in our culture and in our strength is different from that of the South Korea. South Korea is not run by individual, it's run by institution. So even if the president is sacked today, the policies set in place will continue because of institution. So Nigeria, we looked at it as individual system. But unlike other countries that things work, irrespective of the time, even if the president of that country dies today, the party has a structure, they have an ideology, they have a policy, and those policies are inculcated in the institution that drives that policy and bring the needed result, even if it's a 10-year plan or a 20-year plan with different people's succession without link to individuals.
All right. Now, could this proposal reduce, the do-or-die nature of Nigerian elections? You know how it can be, right? Or would it merely shift the timeline of political tension? What do you think?
It's not going to reduce anything. I'll tell you as a matter of fact, it's not going to reduce anything. If you look at the Nigerian politics as it is, it's a politics without principle and ideology. And if you also look at, let me go back to, because it's coming from him, let me go back to, if you look at it, I think sometimes in 2021, the former chieftain of Abga, which is Victor Oye, made a statement which Peter Obi did not contradict, that he will never leave APGA, and that was in 2013 thereabout, or 2014, 2012. I'm just giving a foundation. But in 2014, he left AGA to PDP and even became one of the mercenaries in seeking Jonathan's re-election. So it's not about the constitution now, because even if Peter Obi succeed in becoming the president of Nigeria, I laugh because he will even want to seek re-election, looking at his posture and his statement and his area of concentration, because he will spend 2 years or more than 3 years trying to see that that provision of the constitution is amended. Do you understand? Then you will not see an interpretation of the fact that it is not retrogressive, it is not retrospective, but it's after he has seeked re-election. So it's about the individual, not about our law or institution. Put a single tenure of 10 years, you still see the political tension we are having in the country today. Because you know why? The political parties are run by individuals. They lack ideology and they don't know whatever, or they just do. Some of them are run by state fund. And that's why you see it's all about what? Sharing of power, taking of power, and controlling of power. That's all.
Now, with a one-term limit now, will it make a president focus more on legacy and reforms, rather than re-election campaigns? At least that's something that Peter Obi has pointed to as one of the issues that he has with the present style of presidency that we have right now. What do you think?
Now, I'll take it back to Peter Obi, and I'll take it back to our listener. The question is it about the tenure? It's about re-election, succession, because it's not about even who ends there. Let's give instances. When Peter Obi when he finished his second tenure in Anambra State, you could say that he went all out to see that, what's the name of the governor? I've forgotten the name of, what's his name? His name will come in now. The person who succeeded. It will still continue. It's not about, okay, my tenure has ended. It's the succession now. Yeah. Kogi, for example, you could see what happened. So even like that's just what I'm telling you now. It's not about the law. Let's even make it a tenure of 5 years. You will see that they will use 1 year to rule. The next thing is who is going to succeed me. They will use the 4 years to see who is going to succeed me. That has been the politics of Africa. That has been the politics of Nigeria. Let me not use the word Africa. It's about Nigeria. You see Peter Obi immediately steps into the Aso Rock. Power corrupts absolutely. Immediately steps into the Aso Rock. All he wants to do is to say, okay, well, let me put in my allies. That will be the continuous process of the political tension we are having, not about the people, because it's all about who will succeed and who will take over after me. You see what is happening in Rivers State? That is the same thing. Wika's rule is 8 years, but it's all about succession, control. Even though I'm not there, I need to take charge. I need to take control. Majority is what is playing in Benue State. Because of the two parties are matured, and I'll give it to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Yeah, you'd have seen more chaos in Benue State. You look at all the states, it's like that. It's not about, okay, it's a one-ten no. It's about individualism that has override the institution that ought to be the focal point of governance.
I must say thank you to you, Mr. Toole, for having this conversation with us.